Yeah, I've had real trouble sleeping recently.
Oh.
I think it's the full moon.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. My front lumps, they've been all uneven.
To be fair, funny that you just said that because I read in somewhere in a little book somewhere that they're a bit uneven sometimes to do with like star signs. What star sign would you?
Oh, I'm a
Hi guys.
Yes.
Hello.
Can we help you?
So what star sign are you? Sam?
I'm a Libra. What are you?
You're a Libra. I'm pretty sure I'm a Capricorn actually.
I think that means we're like compatible.
Pretty rambunctious, yeah, pretty rowdy together.
I'm a Cancer.
Dude, come on, man. We're trying to have a conversation.
That's perfectly expectable Cancer behaviour.
Yeah, Jesus.
Interrupting. Anyway, sorry, where were you? Where were we?
I was talking about my Capricorn itis, and I actually read somewhere that Capricorns actually hate cancers like cancer.
Guys,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. And welcome back to the Garden People
Oh.
podcast.
Oh.
Not to do it. That was a good one. You guys did well. I almost cracked when he started talking about
I was
chest
struggling.
lumps.
I was struggling a little bit.
For real
Yeah.
though, how are your guys' chest lumps?
A little smile.
How are
on
your
it.
chest lumps doing?
Are they good? Oh, wait. I had a COVID test that came back negative
Wow.
Are you
recently. So that's
you were
all
hoping
good.
for negative, weren't you?
Does that mean you're okay?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, but I have smallpox. Sadly, I tested positive for both HIV, smallpox, and somehow the bubonic plague.
Yeah, it killed off the corona.
They said it's making a resurgence.
A resurgence. Korea have been sending it over via Koreans.
Yeah, via Koreans in like planes dropping out from the sky, and they have like jet suits that don't work, so they're all
They just
dead.
splat and spread it.
Yeah, maximise the amount of people they infect.
Yeah, but they didn't tell them that they were going to cut their parachutes or not make their jet
They
suits
just
work.
didn't give them parachutes.
So now they had smallpox for the remaining last 2 weeks of their lives, and they're dead on some English pavement. Those poor Koreans.
A moment of silence.
Every single one of them.
There, we just had it. It's done.
Wouldn't it be funny if there was like a huge crash as one like splats against my window?
I think that would be the least of your worries. I'd actually like to
I don't know.
apologise to the viewers about the spot on my face.
Yeah, it's
It's
I have
giant.
one
It's
there,
like you can
but-
see it. It's like a little
pretty
spider.
it's pretty jarring actually.
And the lighting today. We're doing it during the daytime, so there's like lightings coming in through my window, and so you can see this fat ass shadow. So
You
I've,
look like you look like
Yeah.
Bobby De Niro with that face spot.
oh yeah.
I can't actually see it. I don't mean to big you up, Callan, but like one of us here likes you more than the other one.
You see
At
it?
least
Yeah,
I'm
Sam.
honest with him.
Content in just
I
pulling him
wasn't
down.
pulling him down.
Just
I was
trying to
agreeing
pull
with
a
him.
man
I'm a
down.
yes man.
Just
Yes.
trying to pull him down.
difficult to pull
Yes,
me
you got a
up.
spot on your face. Anyway,
When I went for the COVID test, the mirror was like chest height because they have some really short people, and I'm not even tall. But so, the woman behind the glass was like watching me, and I'd like go down, like bend over,
Oh.
and this might get clipped, but I had to go like, and I almost vomited, and like it was the most
Okay,
fucking
okay.
horrible thing ever.
Why-
I sat there going like, hold on,
Why did
how
you?
big was
Why
how
did you
big
have to?
was the swab?
Why did you have to bend over for that?
because the mirror's down there. So she was like, go find
Oh.
your tonsils, and I was like, 1, 2, and she's like, no, in the mirror. So I
No,
bend down,
You know, it's
and I go,
it's just a treat. It was just a cheeky little thing,
then-
just to get you to bend over. That's why they put the mirror
Yeah.
down.
no. But no, so the first woman I did it with, she found it like really funny because I was laughing as well. I had tears like streaming down my face, and it looked like I'd just been like beaten up. I was like, she watched me like gagging, and then like the second lady I did it to, I like went, oh, and I gagged, and I turned around to get a laugh out of her, and she had turned away and gone.
Oh, this is
Harry.
This is awful.
How many people
She-
were coming
I
to
was
watch
like-
you do it? You said 2 women. Were they just passing
don't
you
know, they,
around?
like-
You're like a zoo exhibit.
No, but what's worse is they were uni students, so they're like similar to like our age, and they're watching like.
Oh,
just
they
go,
all probably went, oi, everyone, come over here. Look at this kid. He's testing.
Look at
this.
the freak.
Bro, this
he's-
kid's being funny. He's being
using a
funny again.
cucumber as a COVID test. He's just deep throwing.
Look, we gave him a we gave him a knife to try and do it with.
I just imagine you
Gross.
there
Oh, that's
crying.
fucked. Yeah, it was. What,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The Joker.
Well,
Laugh at my pain.
we put in the group chat before this. This was when we were preparing like a little thing to do in the beginning about stories. I have not actually bought a story, but I was wondering whether you two have bought a story.
That was literally my story.
Oh yeah.
That's how clean I can
Jesus.
segue.
Wow, we
I
didn't
can
we
just
didn't
break
even
into it.
realize. We didn't even realize it was a story.
I didn't even
Yeah, exactly.
realise, man. I thought that was just you.
No. We were just talking
Yeah.
about going for one, but I don't know. I can try and think of another, but I've drawn a
Well,
blank. Hopefully Sam
I
can fill it in.
can bring another story. Now, strap on your nappy, Harry. This contains milk.
Oh yeah.
Well,
When the
Big,
when
big
the
time.
when the boy has cheese, he gets brown between the knees. Am I right?
He may look like a fairy, but
I
1
developed a
ounce of
tail.
dairy, and he'll leave your toilet bowl scary.
Ooh.
I can
I
try.
bet his log hurts when he eats the yogurt. I bet that.
I think I can eat yogurt. I'm not sure. I don't push it to the extremes like Charlie does.
What
though.
about butter? Too much
Where it's
butter
like-
makes his sphincter flutter, and you'll have to scutter to the gutter.
Oh, these are some bars. And
I'm
when he
trying to
eats
think.
cream, he has the wrong wet dream.
It just
Bro, that's poo. I'm talking about
that was
poo.
quite good actually. Yeah,
Poo.
I think
Poo.
poo. No, but what's worse is that like my girlfriend actually treats it like it's a disability. And so does Dominic. Dom treats me as though I'm disabled because I can't drink milk. Like to the extent he can, and it's the most degrading thing I've ever had to
when
sit
Dom's
for in my
making
life.
fun of you.
Yeah, it's like I get treated like I've come out of like the Vietnam War and I'm missing like all my
Yeah.
limbs by Dominic. He's like, "Oh, buddy, do you need,
Patting
do
you
you
on the
need
back
help?"
and you're like, get off me.
No,
Don't
Tom.
pity me.
Yeah. And with they have the bars that they use to like walk.
What?
To
Yeah.
try and get their
yeah.
motor back. To,
The crutches?
to hold. Yeah, Dom puts like a cup of tea. Dom puts a cup of tea at the end, and I have to try and walk towards it and withstand the
Oh,
milk
dude.
scent.
He's training you. He's training
And then
training
I
you for
fall over.
uni.
Yeah.
To make you invincible.
Well,
It's your Achilles heel, Harry. It's dairy products.
It's quite a big.
I get
It's a
by.
big, broad topic. Is dairy products, but we'll talk about that later. About the absence
Anyway.
of dairy products. But Sam,
I'll get on with it.
No, the excessive dairy products with.
oh yeah, fat. Oh, no fat
Too
shaming
many.
here. No
Oh,
fat shaming. Here.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe
Sam?
we shouldn't.
Okay.
Go on, Sam. Fill in
Due
the
to
gap.
the popularity of my poo story, here we go. Anyway, this takes place in America. So we were driving down from New York
Oh my God.
to North Carolina, which is like a day's worth of driving. I don't know. Anyway, we get into North Carolina and immediately you notice all the Confederate flags outside people's houses. And you're like, oh, we're in spooky town now. Start of a race war going on here. Anyway, we pull up to the kind of cabin we were staying in.
Sam just wish he came equipped
I don't know what that means.
with your Confederate
yeah.
flag.
Yeah,
His
mum was in the
costume.
wash.
And his hat, his little pointy hat.
His KKK outfit.
It was
Sam
It was
wished
just
it-
for
like, he
Halloween.
went, Fuck, I should have cut up the. I knew I should have taken the bed sheets off that hotel bed
anyway. We pulled up
before he
to
got
the
there.
the cabin, and it's a massive hill leading up to it. It's really narrow, too narrow for the car. So we park the car, take all of our stuff out, and walk up the hill. But it takes a few rounds because it's a big, long hill. Anyway, we walk up once, come back, get stuff, walk back. We leave a pint of milk by the car, and we'll think, oh, it's just a pint of milk. No one's going to have to it. When me and Jack come back down the hill to collect the milk, it's gone.
Oh.
It's just gone. The car's still there, but there's no milk. And we were like, oh, that's pretty creepy. Like, maybe there's,
Where does shit come into this?
only in your mind, Harry, because the whole time you hear the milk, every time you hear it mentioned, your bowels start quaking.
It's only
There's
you
no actual
that's
poo.
putting on the nappies.
I thought, well, in all honesty, I thought that was going to be more interesting than someone taking
The
milk.
story's not over
It's
yet.
not ended.
I thought that was going to be a... Oh, well, wrap it up quickly. I wish there was a big poo left in the place of the milk
I can
carton.
change the story if you
but-
like and end up with a big poo, but
Yeah,
I think
please.
one-
Can me and Cal... if you leave a few gaps, me and Callan can try and make it more
Oh.
interesting, but we can... We're limited.
I'm
One-
staying out of this.
I think 1/3 story was enough. Anyway, we're like, me and Jack are like, oh, where's the milk gone? Where's the milk gone? Go get my mum, and she's like, oh, that is weird, like, because we're in this unknown country with no milk now. Anyway,
Underreaction of the year. Fuck.
oh no milk. Anyway, I hear this
No milk?
scrunching noise near the car, and notice there's another house down the road. So I walk towards it, and there's this big wolf. Well, maybe wolf's an exaggeration. It was a big dog chewing on the milk, and I'm like, oh, well, that explains it. It's not a Native American something or other, a tribe of
A skin crawler.
a Bigfoot. Anyway.
A Mexican.
Yeah. Callum wasn't there that day, though.
It's
Well,
chewing up the plastic.
that-
It's chewing up the plastic. So me and Jack go, oh, we better stop it chewing the plastic. It might die.
Yeah,
So we
exactly.
go over towards it. And the dog doesn't notice us until we get like maybe 3 feet away from it. And then it suddenly just goes, and then just dead locks us in the eye and starts chasing us. And it was like cartoon legs, me and Jack. We just sprint out of there and luckily escape with our lives. And then I didn't see the dog again, so I assume it choked on the plastic and died.
That's actually wild.
That's the end of the story.
But I can just imagine you and Jack doing like the Scooby Doo, like.
Yeah.
Then the
It
legs
literally felt like that. My legs turned to kind of cartoon circles. Yabba-dabba-doo.
Did Jack fall over like in a horror movie and you attack and help him
I had
out?
to
He tripped over a tree
to
branch.
punch the dog with a.
Come back for me, and
As-
Sam
as-
went, no, it's not that
It's
important.
the Milky
Get
Hound.
up. It's not even
The
chasing us
Milky
anymore.
Hound slowly approaches Jack.
The-
No, please.
Don't
It's,
do it.
it's just a
No,
ferocious
please.
dog with milk dripping from its mouth. Isn't the kind of scary imagery you'd expect. But that's the closest Jack came to death because I was faster than him, so he would have gone down first.
Yeah, Jack's weak knees.
He does actually have a weak knee.
Does he? So does mine.
Yeah, well,
My brother, not my
Jack-
dog. Not my dog that chased you.
Jack snapped his
My
knee
brother.
at eye bounce. Most dangerous
Oh.
place on earth.
That's
And now he has pins in it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds unpleasant.
Oh, we could insert a picture of Jack in a wheelchair now because he was a chubster while he's in a wheelchair. So
Okay.
we'll insert that now.
Was he?
Oh god, he was so
When did he get
fat.
to do that? When did he get to ride in one of those?
Oh, it was great. It snowed. It snowed at the same time that he was in a wheelchair. So he was watching all his friends play in the snow, and he was just watching. It's like that's.
Freezing.
breathing on the window. And Maurice was like, now you know how immobilized I
Stuck
feel.
outside, shitting his pants.
Maurice is in the room with me, but I don't know where he is.
Yeah, Jack. No, Maurice alphaed Jack and made Jack move into Maurice's home while Maurice took his bedroom for the time being.
Yeah, it's spread.
Like,
Proper
get out of
spread.
Get out of here, you little scamp! Run! Don't look me in the
Yeah.
eyes.
And
Oh.
so,
I wish.
Anyway,
I wish I had a story that was decent to tell. I can. There is. Oh my god! I don't. You guys can't hear that, but this mic can probably hear it. We've got like a hole in my window somewhere. So when
Oh, I
wind
thought-
blows
I thought-
against it, it sounds like an owl has been stuck in my wall.
I thought that was Loki choking on grass again. Not glass.
Yeah. Hamlet. You did hear
I
it.
did hear it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear it.
It's not your imagination, guys. You're not going crazy. But there was
I
like
thought it
a
was Harry's loose sphincter.
flapping.
Wait. Sam, was your knee out? Are you wearing trousers? I saw your knee slip out, and then you pulled it back up again like you weren't wearing pants. Like at all. Like you're just sat here completely naked with your bum on your
It's
wooden
my fetish
floor.
to get like half naked on the podcast.
Watching
Oh,
it.
they don't even realise I'm naked right now.
It's like a Omegle.
And then the dog chased
Ever
us.
guys ever get naked for those guys on Omegle? Me neither.
Only when they pay.
Hey,
Yeah,
forward
me
my
neither.
PayPal. There was a story involved Sam's friend Harry. Sam is involved in this story, but Harry is sadly not. I can look on his face. He's hurt by that because usually we're a trio and we go into things as a trio,
Yeah.
but
Daniel was your substitute for this occasion.
Daniel was the substitute, and Daniel.
It was like
Damn.
a sitcom, but they kind of replaced
I'll just leave
one of the
again.
mains with a guest star,
So
beta guest star.
Don't.
Yeah,
don't
sorry,
undermine Daniel.
he's gonna
That
watch
was his
this. I'm
breakout
really sorry,
role.
Daniel. I love you.
He went
I
on
love
to
you.
do way better things. He left us all in the dirt after you replaced me.
he was
With him.
especially.
He
He
now
wasn't
stars in a
useful.
sitcom.
He was actually a bit useful, but he tried to be.
No, don't try me not. He was useless. He was genuinely full. Like,
So basically, last year, this was like after in the first UK lockdown, where things like became normal again and people started going out and like pubs were open, but you had to like there was like weird rules on the pubs, but basically things were like back to normal before the government told us like they fucked up again, and I went to Bristol where Sam was already in Bristol at Daniel's house because him and Daniel are childhood friends. But I went to Bristol and I was like, oh, I'll go and see Daniel and Sam. So we go around to Daniel's, blah, blah, blah. There's this little party thing with Daniel's friends. We go there.
a shindig.
A shindig, which is, I know it's not allowed, but with context, last year, that was kind of like what was happening when people were like, oh, it's going back to normal, and then it wasn't actually right. But we go there.
We socially distanced and wore masks, didn't we, Callan?
Yeah.
We stood in the garden the whole time.
We
Didn't socialise.
We
at
didn't
all.
wear shoes though. We just wore our socks. And
We're not rude.
not rude. Yeah, we're not gonna walk all over
we're
this
gonna-
carpet. God,
No, we're not going to walk up the stairs with our shoes on.
especially with all those roadies around. God.
Yeah, you.
All those NOS canisters lying on the ground waiting for us to slip over.
So the party finishes. Well, it comes to a natural end. We're walking out.
No, we just left, didn't we? 'Cause it was
But this is odd. This experience.
it's just full of grim, like, well, they weren't grim, but there's a bunch of roadies there that were just like sitting in the corner, like,
And then we like, get out of here. Bling, bling, bling. Our legs spin in circles. We sprint out the door. Daniel's leading the charge. And he goes, guys, there's this bus stop really close to this guy's house. Trust me, the bus takes me directly onto my road. So we're
he said
like,
it's ideal.
yes.
It's ideal.
Oh, he goes, oh shit, we're going to miss the bus. We better start hurrying up. So we run for a bit towards the bus stop. And then we realise, oh, he looks at his little Google Maps and he's like, this is where the bus stop's meant to be. And we look around and we're on a road and we see this old peeled up bus stop road markings, an old bus stop sign that's been battered down. And then we're like, oh shit, this isn't a real bus
Tumbleweed.
stop anymore. No one's here. It's like 2:00 in the morning. We're like, what the fuck? And then
It was also Daniel's reaction. He's like, "Where is it? Where is it? Where's it gone?
We're
Who
on-
took the bus stop,
we're on
man?"
the X marks the spot. X marks the spot.
Who stole it?
Which one of you?
And it's the dog
The
from
milk
Sam's
dog.
story
And then
running away with the milk dog
And then-
running
Which one
away
of you
with
pilfered
the bus stop.
then? Oh no.
And then he sees the bus, which obviously they've changed the bus stops, but the bus that we're meant to get, we start walking on from the bus stop. So we're like, this isn't a real bus stop. This is shit. This is what this is. We walk up the road a little bit more
We
to
walk
go like
home.
towards the centre of like town where the the canals and like at Bristol is that sort of direction, and we see the bus go past, like starting to come past us, and Dan was like, "Right, boys, let's get this." He sticks out his thumb into the road, goes like, "Right," the bus guy just nope, just goes straight past Daniel, and Daniel still stood there with his thumb out, just in the middle of the road. And we're like, okay, well this is shit. Daniel looks at us and goes, "That's your fault." And we're like, "What? What, dude?" So we basically had to get an Uber, get in the back of this Uber with this guy, where we're not in the right mind, and we're giggling at the back of this Uber, and this poor guy is sat there listening to us. And we get home. I think we watched some Jackass, watched some Paper Cuts. We didn't like that.
Oh.
And then we went to bed.
Insert paper paper cut clip.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't.
Yeah, no. So just deal with it. Take a breath.
Oh
Insert those
man,
clips.
Oh, it's so bright.
that just hurts me, man. Just thinking about it.
You may have
Gosh,
to
I'm
close
so
your blind, Callum.
overexposed right now. Bloody hell. Oh, Jesus.
It's beautiful. It's angelic.
This is ridiculous, actually. Fucking hell.
It
Be
starts
right, you guys
crisping up.
talk about Paper Cuts. 1 second. Anyway,
Anyway,
that was a good story
That's gross,
segment. I
actually.
thought that was very successful.
Yeah. Maybe we should make it a regular occurrence.
fair
Story
enough.
time.
Story time.
Story corner.
Story time with the boys.
not that much. Well, that's the thing. Not much interesting has happened in the past
Yeah.
Yeah,
year since
I
we've
just
been
live in
at
my
home.
memories now.
So, yeah, exactly. We have to regress back to
My memories are fading as well. I can't remember anything.
years ago.
It's a serious problem, guys. Nothing to laugh about.
I don't have corona. I have smallpox, bubonic
dementia.
Early
Dementia.
onset
and
and now
dementia.
I can't
No.
remember what the doctor called it.
And
I can't remember what the doctor is.
what other things did I have?
and you start telling your COVID story again.
No, I start telling Sam's story. So me and Jack were in
Wait,
North
that's
Carolina.
not right.
Whoa.
Wait, this didn't happen, but that dog seems so
Thanks to
real.
that hive mind that you guys have. Without me. I'm pissed.
It's,
No, we do.
Why-
yeah, we
do have
always
a hive mind.
message each other through our hive mind. Pizza Hut ? And we go, yeah. Just the two
No,
of us.
it's more like this. And our eyes roll to the back of our heads. And my family's like, "Are you okay?" As I start having a seizure, and it's like, "Yeah, I'm just communicating with Sam."
Well, communication with Sam. Communication is key, especially.
It's hard to do.
Oh, this is a shit segue.
I was gonna say, I can see, it's on the tip of his tongue.
Tip of his tongue.
Can we-
Tip of his tongue. How can we?
We should be communicating about International Women's Day.
Okay, that was
Not
good.
we're not flapping these gums about.
Yeah,
Oh, it's getting bright
on
here.
a serious note, we wanted to talk about it a little bit because it is important at the moment.
Yeah, we did.
Especially, it's quite topical because of what happened with I always
Yes.
I forget her name, Sarah Everard, who was in the UK. It's probably not. It's massive news in the UK, probably nowhere else, but
Yeah.
in the UK, this lady who was 33 was just going from a 50-minute walk from her friend's house and just on the phone to her boyfriend, "Okay, I'll see you in a bit." Da-da-da-da. And then she just didn't turn up, and it was like only a 50-minute walk, and she just vanished. And it turns out I think yesterday was when the news was announced, where a police officer was charged for the murder because I think they found remains. But
They found them in the woods.
Yeah, they found remains. They didn't find her. They called it human remains. They didn't find her whole body.
Yeah.
That's why it's so fucked. because he mutilated her to the extent where it's barely recognizable as a human.
It
which
just
is
brings
just fucked.
it just puts basically a flashlight on how like women are always just scared to walk alone and walk with their headphones on, or just be wary of men even at a club or at a bar, or a guy that they walk past in the street. And it is important to talk about these things. And it also links to Meghan Markle, which we wanted to talk about for a bit, but
Fuck Piers Morgan.
Yeah. We want to talk about and Piers Morgan tying into it, and how my mum thinks that the reason he said that he just went off the rails with like suicidal comments and stuff about him mocking her for not mocking her, like saying that he doubts that she's suicidal and doesn't believe her. It's like and then his leave from like Good Morning. It's like he might be setting up to he just wants all the press on him, so that he can then go on to do something more successful after Good Morning, like sign to a different thing, and just have all the attention.
I think
which
a lot
is
of
just
people
sour.
like Piers Morgan for some reason when he shuts down ridiculous guests that they have on Good Morning, and he takes like this weird like knight in shining armor approach where he's like, oh, I'm gonna actually just be the sensible one here.
Well, I'm really glad we were able to put it into place.
Yeah, but if you're that glad about being able to put it into place, again, why did you, as Health Secretary, vote against this?
Well, because the reason that I'm glad now is because we've been able to sort that out and put it in place. So,
like you said, the knight in shining armor thing. I think he knows what the public is thinking. So when the free school meals thing came out, and he's like, "Oh, this is disgusting, giving a child so little." He knew that by saying that, everyone would be like, "Oh, yes, Piers, preach it, Piers." So he stays relevant, even though he's like a massive conservative, and he's voting for voting for the people that are doing that. He knows how to kind of keep in the public eye,
and it is.
He knows how it works.
It's weird just seeing because you see he always interviews, like he interviewed Matt Hancock, for example, and it was that really awkward interview, and it was like,
it's so funny.
It is funny, but it's also at the same time I get it. I don't like politicians, especially in this country. I like some, but most of them are a bit like but
still,
I can see how annoying it can be from a politician's point of view to get slandered by that gluttonous piggy Piers Morgan on TV, and you're trapped there. And it's like, it's not even fair, really.
Did you call him a piggy?
Gluttonous piggy.
It really isn't.
Yeah. A glistening gluttony piggy.
Boy.
Yeah.
With an apple in his mouth.
Yeah.
The apple's knowledge.
I think did you know the thing with Meghan Markle was they linked it to a thing where he had a couple of drinks with her at a bar, and then he got her a taxi.
Macy was telling me this.
Yeah, there was a clip of him getting her, him talking about it, and so he had a few drinks with her, and then he got her a taxi, and then they never spoke again after that. And then he said, "Oh, I got good vibe." Yeah. He didn't say he got good vibe. He felt good from her.
And if that is
positive stuff, and then suddenly he's like, I don't believe a word of what she's saying. When, you know that the royal family is fucked. They are fucked. Concerned about the colour of her child's skin, that's fucked. That is immensely fucked. Telling her not to go outside for 5 months because of what the press will say, that's even more fucked. You can see why she feels suicidal.
Yeah.
If you're trapped inside, if you're being literally cattle to the royal family,
it is bad.
You can see why.
Sam, you made a good point about the Prince Andrew thing.
Well, yeah, royalists seem to...
Yeah.
I don't know if royalist is the correct term. People that love, the royal family and hate black people...
Monarchy.
...seem to hate Meghan Markle more than Prince Andrew. Even though, if you watch that interview...
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He's sweaty...
Yeah, it's he came out... From a PR perspective, it's what the fuck are you doing?
I couldn't have been that...
What were you thinking?
Oh, he's so...
If people weren't convinced you were guilty before, now they know you're
I was
guilty.
I was on the fence until he opened his mouth, and just lock him up.
Yeah.
It was good from that female
Exactly.
interviewer. The female interviewer
wasn't on the
did a
fence.
good job, and she just kept on like asking him difficult questions, even though he's like a
Yeah.
prince. She just kept on
She
going
literally
like,
Yeah.
"Pedophile! You're a pedophile! Prove to me that you're not a
Yeah.
pedophile." Pizza Hut. I couldn't have been a pedophile because I was at Pizza Hut. What?
But no, definitely no activity.
Yeah. Tying into International Women's Day, like Burger King's tweet. And the biggest, like, speaking of, like, you know how we said that Prince Andrew's one was, like, the biggest PR misstep? That was second to none
From a-
what Burger King did, until Burger King reared its head and went, "Women belong in the kitchen." And it was like, oh, fuck. And then their follow-up tweets are like, for the culinary, we want them to be
Only
involved in culinary
20% of
foods."
women are involved in the kitchen. Like, that doesn't make sense, though, to go, women belong in the kitchen if they want to. That doesn't make sense as a sentence.
No,
Bad
they
comeback,
They
Burger
handled
King.
that so
That,
weirdly.
like,
if you're gonna say
Shame on
anything,
you,
Oh my
Burger
God.
King.
you should have just said something like, being honest, and just went, "Oh, we used it. We made a joke so we could get a lot of attention." That's literally
We got hacked. We got hacked. That's
Yeah,
what I would have done.
just say,
like rather than just
yeah.
being like,
Oh.
Yeah, no, because you thought they'd been
Yeah.
hacked, didn't you, Sam? You were like, "This
I
is a
was-
hack, isn't it?" Because like I couldn't believe. I was like, "What the fuck?" That's so, like, I don't know. I don't know whether it's on brand or
"Oh,
off
Burger
brand
King
for Burger
wears
King.
a crown." A misogynist, definitely on brand.
Yeah,
If there was a man and he
Yeah.
described himself
No.
as the Burger King, he definitely hits women. I'm telling you. Yeah,
dripping with grease, with one of those like those
he's
crowns
a-
from
he's a
Burger
fat
King.
sheriff who lives in North Carolina, where Sam went with all the Confederate flags.
They're both pretty bad for Confederacy, I think.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all
Yeah.
racist.
Where is the Burger King, and when do I get
It's
to
the
fight
final
him?
boss
Would I loot
of misogyny.
of what?
Yeah, you got the sexist,
The Burger
misogynist
King.
Burger King, but first you have to get past Ronald McDonald, the pedophile, with
And
his little-
Piers Morgan.
with his gloves.
Yeah. No, Piers Morgan's not a fast food.
But he is a
food
misogynist.
chain.
Goes
He's
there
just-
lots.
So he's
so-
one,
Yeah.
and he
But
is
he
a
is a-
greasy glutton piggy boy,
He's
whatever
the-
Callan called him earlier.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yes, Piers.
A glutton.
And
Have
it's-
you
bitch.
seen that?
Oh,
Sorry.
Sam, you go. No, Sam, you're gonna go. All right, I'm fed up of you backing down to me and Harry. You need to go.
I'm just
You're too
just
nice.
shy. I was just raised better than. No. Have you seen that clip of Piers Morgan where he's interviewing some like Love Island stars, and he goes, "Oh, do you know Pythagoras' theorem? Do you know Pythagoras' theorem?" And they're like, well, because it's like complete unrelated to what they're talking about. He's just trying to make them look dumb.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I think it is
Yeah.
3.154. And
And
then
then he-
the cameraman's
he
like,
doesn't get it
no,
right.
it's 3.142, and it's also pi.
No, it's-
like stupid fucking.
Yeah,
starts
that's
laughing.
pie. Oh my fucking god.
Oh,
Whoops.
whoopsies.
No, but like I don't understand how he thought that's a roast, because it's like, do you know the first like 10 numbers of pi? Like who the fuck knows that?
3.14.
It's like you don't get proved to be dumb.
3.14159265 or something like that.
Oh fuck.
You could just make up any numbers. We wouldn't know.
Who knows the first 10 numbers of pi?
I have no idea.
Everyone, they just keep making it up.
And then you just come
no,
out with
I don't
them.
actually know if that's right. I remember
Go on.
we used to know them. I used to had to do up to 3.1415 to 1 decimal places. 3.1415. Yeah. Sorry. But
Sam went 9.
9.
Yeah, in case Callan misstepped. Sam's I'm gonna
I
break
think you'll
out the
find
big
it's
guns.
9.
I was like 3.15.
There's a 9
9.
in there somewhere.
Think about it. Think about it, Callan.
If you're
Child's play.
if you're rounding up, it's always going to be 9.
Just Callan, just ask if you need help.
I'm still here. Sub me in, coach.
You guys are getting ridiculous.
Just tap me in. Sorry.
Oh.
I
It's good.
like that one though.
But getting back to being serious again, guys. All right. Oh, Sam. Sam didn't go to our school, but we can't say the schools. But we met Sam at a gay club, didn't we, Sam?
Lollipop Club.
Okay.
Where I was dancing in my short shorts,
In the toilets.
sweaty as can be.
Harry actually mistook him for 6'4" fashion model.
And then
Ladybug.
and then when he took me outside and I was in like the light, he was like, "Oh, what the fuck? Get back in there."
Oh,
But
he's
it was
not
too-
actually that tall.
He's not that
actually
tall or
that
that good
tall in real
looking.
life.
What?
Nice legs though.
I've got to stop
Yeah,
taking
but Sam,
these pills.
you took an instant dislike to me just because of my appearance, and Sam saw me from across the courtyard and went, "I don't like that guy," and then continued walking. And this speaks to how open-minded I am compared to. I looked at Sam and went, "He looks kind of American," and then I turned around and walked away.
You still judged me. So I looked over.
Well, Sam,
Oh, curly
yeah.
hair, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. You'd had enough by that point. I met you at a very
I
bad
don't
time
even
in your
wanna
life.
hear him talk to me. I swear to God, I'll smack him straight down.
Oh,
But then
And then we had
One conversation, we hit it off.
and the beef was the made up beef in Sam's head was squashed.
The sexual
instantly.
tension was cut like a knife through warm butter.
like a knife through your
Yeah.
sperm ducts
You-
because you got a vasectomy now.
Mm.
Boom. That's literal
Okay.
sexual tension
Oh.
getting snipped. I've had it done and undone and done and undone.
And done again.
Graces were caressed. Graces were
It
caressed.
keeps going
It keeps on
and
not
going
wanting
and
kids
going.
and then wanting kids. It's ruining my body. They've had to keep on like
Really, really
pushing my
horrible
nutsack
for
back.
me.
It's like below my anus right now.
You can
gonna
tuck
go
it
inside
in
for
when
the
you go
next one.
running.
Insert picture of my nutsack now. Just kidding. You're not gonna get that. You have to pay.
Just kidding. We're gonna put Harry's up instead.
His beer sack.
Right here. Here.
Oh
Here,
shit!
and
I'm not
here.
doing that. Oh god. Okay,
Put one over Sam's face. Hold on.
Your
where's-
top-
Where am I usually?
your top left.
On the screen. And so.
I'm down. I'm
you're
down. I'm
over
down.
There to me, aren't you?
Down by your
Sam's.
Oh, nutsack.
Oh, dude. Cameron
Nutsack.
just did that.
Nutsack.
in and around my face. Oh yes.
Every time you cross the line with me, I get.
Talking about
nutsack.
crossing the
Just
line.
Slap me straight.
Talking about crossing the line. Did David Dobrick
Did
cross
David
the line?
Dobrik?
Has he crossed the line in the
Oh, is it?
past? And why is he now being prosecuted for it? This is what we're going to be talking about today on Garden People Podcast, episode 6.
Insert
Well-
air horn noises. My girl was getting on at me about my bad skin. And tried to recommend me jizz. Thanks, Mom. Warning, may contain horse, not suitable for pets or children.
I have so many theories. I don't
That's
think
an
any of the
airhorn.
narrators in the David Dobrik story are reliable at all. David Dobrik, Jason Nash are both flawed characters, as we found out. Ethan and Trisha are hyperbolic and also have very shady pasts in this whole drama cycle. And Seth, who was the original claimed sexual assault, posted revenge porn of one of the people, making him also like a weird narrator
Yeah,
in the
so
story.
We'll give
So
give
it's-
some context for people that
Let's
don't
have
know
some
what's going on.
context, please.
Yeah, because Sam
I'm-
knew who
I know
some of these
nothing.
people are, but he didn't really
I
know
think-
until this morning.
I think I knew David Dobrik. I might have seen him on something.
So yeah, we have
Was he in
David
Was he in
Dobrik.
Friends?
Was he in Friends?
I know
Don't-
Trisha Paytas.
Stop being silly.
Trisha.
I think
I know
a
her
lot-
as Trisha.
she might be more famous.
Yeah,
No, she's not.
But she's so she's just so annoying. You just see it everywhere.
she's not She's not more
She's-
famous
she's
than David.
She's a character. So we
Yeah.
have David Dobrik, leader of the vlog squad, multi-millionaire prodigy of YouTube. He has literally knocked out the park. He's like YouTube's little money-making lover boy. Literally just I don't know where he gets it. He just gets sponsored, makes money. It's ridiculous. He has his vlog squad friends, and we'll just use some names. But obviously we have Jason Nash, which is like his best friend, and the guy he does the podcast with, who is Jewish, and that is important for what we talk about in a bit. I'm not just saying that. We have Seth, who is an African American, which is also important because to do with Compton and that sort of area.
That leads into it.
Man who's the guy who the revenge porn thing that Harry pointed out. We have Jonah. Well, his real name's Nick, but they call him Jonah because he's fat, which is already just a massive red flag.
And
he looks
like Jonah
Hill,
Hill
which is why they
as
call him
well.
Jonah. And we have Big Nick, who's a guy with dwarf, and all of these people like have probably come from Vine, like especially not Jonah / Nick, but Big Nick did.
Big Nick, Jason Nash, all of the vlog squad kind of came from Vine. They got
And now
they
they're
got
all
propelled
David's
by
bitches.
Vine.
And Trisha Paytas is
Yeah.
very, very over the top. If you watch any video on her, you'll probably think, wow, that is a human. Definitely. Like, that is a special type of human. And then you've got Ethan.
See, the thing is, I don't mind Trisha Paytas at points. But
Callan, you're frozen.
Oh, no. Ethan
You're frozen,
H3H3.
Just quickly.
Which is Ethan and Ela. But they do a podcast, and they do, like, the best, the Frenemies podcast, which is Trisha and Ethan. And they fall out all the time, and then they're actually friends, and they're not.
Shall we give a timeline of events?
Please do.
As to, like, from H3H3's podcast with Big Nick to Seth.
Yeah. So, well,
And
we
then
can talk.
the
We can
gorilla
just talk about
pranks.
how in David Dobrik's vlogs, which are like probably the most popular vlogs on YouTube, which are 4 minutes and 20. They're a little clip. So he has to, like, every vlog gets more extravagant than the other. It's kind of like it progressively just is going to get crazy and crazy as the richer he gets. So it's like he used to start off just doing pranks on people, and he's always done pranks on people, like harmless pranks, like, oh, I put a blindfold on you, and then I put, I don't know, a monkey on your chest. Yeah.
And then I put a spider on you or
And then
something.
he got to the points where he's like,
and then
because there's so much pressure to like make the vlogs better and better each time, he puts pressure on his friends to perform.
Well, he gives them certain caricatures. He makes them certain characters. So he has, like, I don't know, like Corinna, for example, became like the hot girl of the vlogs, or like he has like kind of inside jokes with them, and like, but then from there some like bullying kind of propels outwards. Like, for example, the podcast with Big Nick, where Big Nick talks about how in the vlogs David used to kind of tease him for having like kind of somewhat not bully, because that's not the way Big Nick described it, but he'd make jokes at his expense for being short and stuff. And he was fine with David doing it because David is his like friend. But then it got to the point with Big Nick where people would come up to him on the street and start saying this like really abhorrent shit to him. And it's like, and so he kindly asked it. He said to David, could you like tone it down, because I'm actually getting like real world abuse. And David was like, yeah, that's cool. And then subsequently it seemed, because he couldn't make fun of Big Nick kind of just got evicted from the vlogs altogether. Like he had served his purpose and he was out, which is really,
like,
which is quite shitty.
Bit, and Sam is going to be like the questioner of this, because he is over there. Look at him on this floor, looking cute. But the Big Nick was, and every single clip of Big Nick was pretty much about his height. Like, even like little bits, like there's like the bit where David Dobrik's running from his house away from like loads of dwarves, and Big Nick is in there, but you haven't seen Big Nick in like a month in his vlogs, and then he just turns up and he's with a bunch of dwarves, and it's like, bruh, dwarfism is not his only character.
Now this so then going from that, H3H3 does an interview with Seth, and Seth, the African American guy, talks about all of the like racist jokes that they made, which was kind of shocking to me, because like I thought, there's that one where he walks in with Alex Ernst, and then they open the fridge and loads of watermelon falls out, stereotypical thing. But it's like, I assumed that Seth had written
Yeah.
that like gag. So I was like, that's a bit strange if he hadn't, and David's just coming up with all these ideas and then doing them through the lens of just having Seth there to make it
Can I-
okay. Is
Can
like
I
it's
just
still
ask, is
fucked.
Seth the only black
Yeah.
guy in their kind of vlog squad?
Pretty much, yeah. He is the only.
Yes.
He's the only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be fair, it is
Yes,
like
he is.
there is like a weird line. There's not going to be like the line is blurred between like when it becomes racist and when it becomes like just like jokes, because
Just jokes. Like if Seth had written all of those jokes, then it would have been absolutely
but
fine.
also like Seth, he
Which
puts
I
them out
assumed he
there. Like
did.
his role on YouTube is a comedian, and he does like sort of like fake style videos, kind of
Yeah.
like what D.Dom does, like just to pull in views.
Yeah.
And so stuff like that, like
Yeah.
like it does get bad where it's like specifically stuff. But like, watermelon in the fridge, for example, I think is like probably quite harmless compared to other stuff.
But then they did like blackface. They did like the
Yeah.
chocolate on their face, and then Seth walks in, which is the bad one. But I assumed that he had written that one.
It's not something that we
Yeah.
can really like talk about fully because it is also personal. We don't know what's happening off
Yeah.
camera as well. So
Yeah, we
But-
don't know about Seth.
oh,
You're
every
frozen
fucking
again,
time.
by the way,
I
Cal.
should just do it like
quickly.
every 5 minutes.
All right. So Seth then goes on to explain the like why he was sexually assaulted in the vlog squad by like Jason Nash. There were 2 like 8 pranks where David set up like fake marketing company, and like he'd brought Seth in to do like this commercial where he'd be making out with a gorilla, but he told Seth that underneath one of these masks was like Corinna, the really hot girl in the vlogs. So Seth is like fully making out with her, and then David is making out with Jason Nash in reality. And then David comes in and is like, "Ooh, stop it." And then so after these 2, it's like those were like, in my opinion, lacking in sexual assault compared to what the old man prank, the old man mask prank, where he told Seth, where like, wait, I'm explaining this poorly. So
Yeah.
after those 2 pranks, Seth was like, I'm not fully okay with that, but
Fooled me once,
we move on.
shame on you. Fool me twice,
Yeah.
don't do that.
And then like he got made fun. That's what Seth said, straight out of his mouth.
Fool me
I'm
twice.
quoting
Don't
there.
do that again. I'm serious.
When David was
I'm warning
filming,
you. One more time and I'll be
fool me,
really
fool me
cross.
twice.
I'll be really cross.
Yeah, but like the thing is, he somewhat like I don't know. This isn't meant to like be victim blaming, but he somewhat consented to the second prank, because David outright said to him in one of his vlogs, "I'm gonna try and get you again with this. Do you consent to me trying to get you again with this?" And he was like, "I don't." Like Seth was like, "I don't know why you would have the balls to tell me that you're gonna try and get me again with it. Of course, I'm not gonna fall for it." And then lo and
Yeah.
behold, he did. So he somewhat gave consent for the second prank, and also there's also a bit where he kind of, where Jason Nash could say that he sexually assaulted him, where Seth is like leaning over him with his ass out, and Jason wakes up and has to stare into the
I mean,
the ring
yeah,
of Seth's bum.
it is like boy, like rugby player humor sometimes. No offense to all the rugby players out there.
So he got made fun of like relentlessly because of these pranks, and he even asked David to take them down, and David was like tried to like pay him off essentially and give him money to just
Fair
stay quiet. Where he then, so he moved out of state because he got made fun of too much, and the day that he comes back, David messages him again and is like, "Oh, come down to the apartment." Seth was like, "Oh, something shady is happening here, but I'll go down anyway." So he goes down, and they like say, "Oh, we're gonna get Corinna to make out with you underneath this old man mask," and then like Jason comes in and literally like the way they fucking describe it on the podcast, it sounds like he got violated it like like Jason putting his hand on his knee and rubbing and slipping him tongue. It's like gross. And then David not breaking it up for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, because they're going into the
is
cameras.
fucked.
Because they're obviously
Like-
filming for the vlog, so it's like, bruh,
Yeah,
bruh.
and
I
that
think, Sam,
should
do you
be
have
taken
Do you
down.
have any questions?
Just gonna say, do you think David Dobrik has a bit of a god complex behind his kind of camera? Like, he sets up these things with all his money, and he knows they're relying
does.
on him because it's his name that gets them
To do
kind
stuff.
of
Well,
the
that's, yeah.
subsequent kind of clout and money.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'm in control of this
Yeah.
whole thing.
And they
Sets it
yeah.
all up and then just records it, and it's like,
He sets up this thing where it's like if they stop for a brief second, like and don't participate in one of these things, he'll just usher them out the vlogs and then no more
I think
popularity. Which
he
is
should have been on
like-
our psychopath episode. Just sounds a bit like a
think
bit of a
it is-
freak.
Yeah,
because he
should
comes
be.
across very likable. I think it is tricky because obviously we don't know everything. But I like David Dobrik. I'm a big fan of his. I watch his vlogs all the time. And even at some points, I am cringing where he's like, just like, stop with the fat jokes, stop with the slut shaming jokes, stop with the dwarf jokes, stop with the black
Yeah.
jokes. It's like, it's just cheap humor. But I do get the
Yeah.
idea of being clouded.
But I always
your view of being clouded of like what's wrong and what's right because you have to give content out within these time constraints. It's like the same thing that Logan Paul went through when he uploaded the Suicide Forest, where it's like he goes so
Japan.
clouded by I need the views, I need this, that he didn't even think about like the morals of it. It doesn't make,
doesn't
him,
make
innocent.
him
It makes
innocent.
him. He needs to reflect on himself.
yeah.
I am so sorry. And I know a lot of you thought my last apology was insincere. You were right. I was lying. But this time, I mean it.
So anyway, Seth tells H3H3 and Trisha all of this. I'm not sure Trisha was. I'm not sure where he did. I think he did the interview with Ethan and Healer. He didn't do the interview of Ethan and Trisha. But like Trisha went out with Jason Nash for ages, like a year and a half of her life, and she was in the vlogs at one point. And there's a clip of her trying to explain to David why the Seth pranks are wrong, like what he did was wrong, and like David was like, no, they're funny, and Trisha sat down and was like, this is probably the most sensible I've seen her. She was explaining to him pretty in like a valid way why that would fuck his life up, and like, you know, how they should probably be taken
Yeah.
down or why they're fucked.
It's also like,
Mhm.
oh yeah.
But here's the thing.
We'll finish this. We'll go to an end.
You
We'll
go.
talk about this for like a few more minutes, and then we'll bring Sam because Sam's. I feel bad that Sam's just sat on the side for the moment, but
I love all this gossip. I love
Yeah.
a bit of gossip.
you're absorbing it.
I'm-
I didn't realize we had to explain.
You
the
should see my
entire story
neurons
because I
right
wanted
now.
to
They're just
do some opinion.
It's about Trisha Paytas.
Yeah,
But
there's so many names.
you want to talk about the anti-bullying thing, but I wanted to talk about H3 and Trisha about David Dobrik's not uploaded.
Me too.
It's not uploaded in a year and a half. Like, why you're doing this now?
Yeah.
And you're fishing all these things out. I don't know why
Yeah.
now. I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess people are coming out and saying,
Yeah.
and it's shining a light on it. But H3 has like, I don't know why he's getting involved.
Well, that's the H3. H3 just there's like this is why I don't like H3. Which is why I also consider him a terrible narrator of the situation. He like Seth, after making these allegations, actually went and permitted something that's genuinely illegal, and like posted a photo of did essentially revenge porn on Erin, I
Oh,
think,
really?
of the Vlog Squad. And like, so anyway, Ethan has this thing where like he won't read information that doesn't suit his own agenda. So in the Frenemies podcast, and he did the same thing with like the death of H3H3 and Gokanaru, where he just like I'll explain that in a second. But anyway, there's like a point of the Frenemies podcast where he's reading out this like what they've done to Seth, and then they literally gloss over in a microsecond him doing the revenge porn, and they don't stop for a minute to be like, that's fucked up. that's incredibly fucked up
In
because it
some
doesn't
ways
suit
more
the
fucked up.
narrative that like because they're
More
on his
fucked up than
side.
what happened to
yeah.
Seth. 'Cause Seth just got made out with rather than like a photo being now on the internet forever. Yes, Sam.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say,
That she didn't consent
the
to.
only thing I have seen about David Dobrik being bad was from Ethan. He's reviewing a podcast they did in 2017. So it's David Dobrik and
Yeah.
Jason Nash, is it? The Jewish one? And he's saying when
Yeah.
he was at high
Yeah.
school, he was the only Jewish kid,
He's
so they
from-
threw pennies at his shoes. And David Dobrik goes, "Oh, that we did that." Sorry,
yeah,
he
but
didn't
that
say
wouldn't
we.
affect
He
you if
said,
you want a pussy.
yeah. He goes, "Yeah, it's just words. Like it only really matters if
Yeah.
you're sensitive."
He was like, yeah, but that's not bad. And it's like, well, what? It's
white man.
It comes across as extremely like he is. Yeah, he has no concept of what bullying actually is, or like the effect it has
But
on people.
my point.
And even Jason is like, I've told that to other people, and they've gone, that's incredibly fucked
but,
up.
David Dobrik goes,
So,
"Oh yeah, my teachers would say dirty Jew," and then says, "We had cool teachers." He just doesn't seem to
He doesn't-
comprehend what
he's not-
is, like you
yeah.
said, what's bullying.
that bullying has an
Yeah.
effect on people.
And he's like, "Oh, it's just
Yeah.
funny."
He just, I don't think he understands. Yeah, he thinks it's funny up until which comes across as very, very like privileged
Yeah.
to be like, well, they should have
Well,
just found it
yeah.
funny, and it's like it's clearly like he has
Well,
never
yeah,
been through it, and you can lead from that conclusion that he was probably the perpetrator.
That's what everyone in the comments was like. He's
of
like,
some
"Yeah, it
of
happened
it.
at your school because you were doing
Yeah.
it, Damien." There is nothing wrong with your television set. Please sit back down. Obviously, our initial recording is quite old now, quite outdated, so we decided to revisit David Dobrik and discuss more recent allegations and events. So this will include more serious subject matters than previously gone over, but we hope you enjoy. And if you hear a blender in the background, no, you didn't.
I think the first thing we should start with is the Dom situation and like how fucked up that was. You know, he jokes about it on like TikTok and stuff. He memes about.
Well, he denied the claims, didn't he?
Yeah, he
But
did.
Should we just explain?
Yeah, I'll explain what
what
the
it
claims
was?
are. Do you want to, or should I?
Well, I didn't actually know about. I don't remember which video it's from, because I can't remember. I've watched every single David Dobrik video, and I can't remember which video it's from. But
I remember seeing it originally, back like years ago, and I thought,
But
yeah.
when they, so basically they posted a thing. I think Dom, didn't he post something on his story saying, "Oh, some girls, I want like to have a 5-some or 6-some for the vlog or something like that."
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
that
it
was
was.
it.
Or maybe
A
it even
5-some.
was just a 3-some. But then, so he invited girls round. He put it on his Instagram live. Girls came round, even though they saw the story, but they came round just thinking they'll just be hanging out with famous YouTubers.
The vlog squad, essentially.
Yeah, I think David was there, Todd was there,
Yeah.
Dom was there. I don't know. Alex lives there, so
Alex wasn't there
was
at
there.
the time, I don't think. But anyway, so the people who were there that night were Todd, Jonah, and Jeff Wittick, and David, obviously, and Jason and Trisha. Trisha had like a nose for it and was like, "This is a bad situation," and because she was with Jason at the time, she tugged him and her out of it, and were like, "I don't want to
Okay,
be
yeah.
here." So
Yeah,
as it progressed, they literally went up just to film with them, kind of, and like they fully thought they had kind of consent to, you know. But like Dom, so the first thing Dom did that was really eerie was he took a girl to his room. Well, like he didn't. She went in there to get something, and he stood in the doorway, and he was like, I'm not gonna let you go until you like kiss me." And she was like, "No, I don't really want to." And so he kept her in there, and then he she kissed him and was able to get out. And it's like,
brilliant.
yeah. And then obviously the next thing that happened was someone brought alcohol, and that's still an unanswered question, regardless of like interrogating Jeff Wittick on the H3 podcast. But yeah, so as
The
it
point
goes
is
on,
they were underage alcohol, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. And
Some of the girls, some of them, they were all legal age of consent, but they were all under. Well, not all of them, but some of them were underage
Yeah.
for under 21.
And then the next thing that happened was like obviously the alcohol. Like one of them got like passed out, like drunk. So anyway, they all, they kind of, I think they consented to Dom when they were really drunk. But anyway, so they go in, and he's having sex with them. And one of them, because she's so blackout drunk, she passes out, and he continues going, and he just keeps going and going and going, even though she's evidently like out, which is fucked. And then, so one of the girls even said, I offered him to come over to me because my friend had like passed out, and it was really weird,
Just
like that. So anyway,
yeah, just really fucked.
yeah, just incredibly fucked. Which is like, so anyway, after this entire situation, the girl messages Dom and is like, would you, like, she is in the back of a taxi on like a night out, and she has these like really like, she has like a panic attack or a breakdown, like with the knowledge that she's like, because she doesn't remember any of the like sexual encounter with Dom at all. That's how drunk she was. Only her friends telling her what happened to her and stuff, and she still didn't remember it. But then it, like, obviously that doesn't sit right with anybody, so it like caused her extreme like panic and like, you know, anxiety. So that's why she messaged Dom and was like, would you take it down? And obviously, yeah, I think it went down.
Did she message Dom directly, or did she? I know she messaged David, but then the whole point was, oh, why it's even more fucked up. So David took down the video.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was. I think it was it late after or soon after. This was ages ago when I read the article, but another key point was David withheld that information about Dom doing it to that girl from the rest that were at the apartment. So Jeff, Todd, and Jonah didn't know about the girl's situation for like 3 months after it happened.
Yeah.
Until,
which is why Jeff messaged him and was like, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Or I don't know what he said. I think his text messages on his like apology. But yeah. Well, the first one that he deleted, but we'll be on to that in a second. But yeah, it's still a mystery, like, who brought the alcohol. And it's suspected that it was like, you know, like
Jeff and Todd?
Yeah, but like...
No, because they're saying it's each other.
Yeah. Well, I don't... Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not that part is not as key, because I guess even though they were under the age of 21,
but it's still under...
It's to think that those girls...
Yeah. It was still under Dobrick's, like, you know, he was like, go get them alcohol, knowing it would loosen, like, inhibitions and stuff.
Well, yeah,
for his content, which is really fucked. And also, what puts him way more in the dark is Dom has also been accused of sexual assault before. So, like, you know, after that, you shouldn't be trapping any women in a room with a known offender. That's incredibly fucked. You should not be doing that at all.
It is weird. It is a weird dynamic, 'cause in the vlogs, I think H3 phrased it perfectly. Like, Dom does come across as that character. He's like your friendly neighborhood sexual offender in the vlogs, and that's the character that he plays.
Yeah, which is like wrong. But it's like, no, because he'd been accused of touching someone like that at VidCon and stuff. So anyway, this snowballed and stuff, obviously. And I think in the original thing, I said how about Trisha and Ethan kind of getting tunnel vision on something, and that was like, I said that as like a negative thing, and I think they did in the beginning, but I want to give them praise for, you know, like when the situation got really intensely serious, they really they tried to gather as much information as they could and accurately portray what happened. So
exactly,
I think it warrants praise on that front. But
yeah. So, we did not know anything about that. Like, we only knew about the Seth situation and the Nick situation.
Yeah.
A month ago.
Yeah. It was like a
Anything to say,
floodgate.
Samuel?
Yeah, only that, like you just said earlier, Harry, about Pandora's box. Obviously, it starts with the sexual assault claims, and then everyone who's ever had a problem with David Dobrik suddenly has the kind of confidence to say, oh yeah, he's actually not this,
Yeah.
guy in, angel clothing, whatever. He's actually a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't rank, sexual assault isn't the same as getting dissed. But there was one guy, I forgot his name, and he was saying, I was at an award ceremony once, and David Dobrik was a massive asshole and just completely dissed me in front of all of his friends. So it only kind of takes one person to
exactly.
unload.
It all came
And then
out
you
the
have to kind of
woodworks.
sieve through. You have to sieve through what's kind of clickbait for people to get views and what's genuine trauma or problems that have been bottled up for ages.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was like the fact that this was not publicly mentioned at all. If after this situation, David was like, I've deleted this video, and here's why I've deleted this video, and it was wrong for me to carry on filming with Dom after, the first allegation came out or something. Well, I don't know, because it was hard slightly, and I slightly sympathise with the fact that Dom was his like childhood friend, but still, after one of those stories, to which like Dom has fessed up to, you should still be wary. Like, and you probably shouldn't film with them.
Yeah, I mean that is tricky. I mean, there's a very famous clip around in UK social media. I don't know if it's in America, but it's David Sloss. Is it David Sloss, Sam, the comedian?
Oh, Daniel Sloss.
Daniel
Yeah,
Sloss.
Daniel Sloss.
And he's on stage and he's talking about how one of his friends, he didn't see the behaviour that he was portraying because he was a close friend of him and he didn't expect it. But then eventually he did go out and then rape one of his other friends. But then it is all about that. You need to be able to spot those characteristics early, and David is saying he struggled to see that in a childhood best friend. But at the same time, he knew that there was something dodgy because he did make jokes openly about Dom's sexual experience in the vlogs.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So he knew
he's not completely innocent.
Well,
But
it
to
was
be
also,
fair,
yeah.
David's saying he stopped filming with Dom after that incident. He should have stopped before and should have brought him up on it. And I'm not defending
Yeah.
David at all, but it is extremely... He definitely was just clouded vision and he was focusing on the vlogs more than people.
Yeah, at that
and that's
point,
just
his
what he's
ego,
going to
his-
hopefully learn from.
But like, what was really shady was after this situation, David gets all the footage, like, and there's that famous photo of like, not famous, I guess, but there's that photo of them stood in the like alley, like outside David's house, and they're like, or that like these Vlog Squad members could claim that like it didn't, like Jeff Wittick was like, yeah, I left after this certain time, when Ethan showed him that photo of them holding that girl up in the alley, while he's having a conversation with her two friends. Which is like,
I haven't seen that photo.
it's, well, they're holding her like shoulder to shoulder, and it's evident that she's like slumped, like she's out, and it's like,
So it's just...
and then
oh,
after that he
God
just
damn it.
fucks off. He just gets out of there. He's got his content and he leaves after like, but yeah, so he's essentially like, it's on his hands because he, first of all, he put them in a situation with Dom, and filmed it. And then promptly did not mention it after something had come up. And then, so anyway, all of this, and every clip that was like wrong with him being posted online, his PR team would strike down immediately. And it begs into question, it's like, well, you wonder how he kept that like squeaky clean image. Because he was surrounded by PR that would get rid of any negative thing around him. Like like anyone who came out with something who wasn't Ethan and Trisha essentially was like shot down. Like like that clip where he's talking about like the bullying and stuff. His PR team did their best to wipe that from the face of the internet.
It's what is money,
Yeah.
power. Money
So
is
anyway,
power.
Yeah, he's the money machine, isn't he?
So, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the golden goose.
So then
What did you think of his? Oh, sorry.
no, almost.
What did you think of his what did you think of his apology video?
His
the new
first or
one?
second one? Because
Both.
we like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember
I want to be honest. I thought there was one.
it was after the thing, after we'd finished our first podcast on this, that he came out with his first apology, which was completely off, completely fucked.
So
it was
he's
2 minutes long.
definitely got told what to say by people around him.
2 minutes long. He undermined everything about it, and yeah. So then the next one that came out, I think he triggers the waterwork, you know? He starts crying in the middle of it. As far as YouTube apologies going, he's trying to hit all the sympathy notes.
Do you think it's genuine, or do you think he's, ticking boxes?
Ticking boxes, man, because it cuts away from after he cries.
Callan, do you
I think
differ? Do you think something different?
I think he is. He definitely has the ability to fake it, and I don't know whether he is faking it. But I'd hope that he's not. But at the same time, you can't. Someone like that, he's just like the ringleader. You can't just pretend like he's not faking it, or at least like exaggerating his sadness in some way.
But then, he also mentions in his apology that he's like, I did not know that I created this kind of atmosphere when I was recording these vlogs. As in, like, everyone's desperate to try and get in. And I call absolute bullshit on that. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows the kind of atmosphere that is, like, created when he starts filming or when he turns the camera on, because he's the biggest, like, fish in the room, isn't he? He's, like, the biggest fish in the pond, so everyone's going to, like, want to impress him.
Biggest fish in the room, drowning.
Dying, yeah. But no, he's like, everyone would, flock to him to try and get publicity. So he knows he creates a situation where people are doing, like, degrading stuff for his video.
Yeah,
So
he's very privileged.
Yeah, he's very privileged in the sense, yeah.
Like, he literally... He literally gets away with continuously not doing anything himself and just being the guy who holds the camera. But because they are his videos and they've got his David Dobrik touch to them.
And he's got the money to afford all the kind of crazy shit they do.
Yeah, they do something crazy in the vlogs. He posts it, he gets the money. Then it just keeps on going more and more until more money's there. And it just gets crazier and crazier until stuff like this happens. So it was going to happen at some point, but I'm glad it's been exposed.
Yeah, exactly.
So I propose to you two then, do you think it's him as a person to blame and the actions of the other members like Dom, or it's actually YouTube itself and the algorithm of kind of more quantity over quality, where you have to keep pushing, you have to keep desperately making content, and your values, your ethics kind of disappear,
slip out? Yeah. Well, I don't know, because I kind of believe
basically could it happen to anyone?
What, like the Wolf of Wall Street kind of greed, surplus, full descending down the rabbit hole. But in David's case, a lot more extreme and with stunts and stuff. But
I mean, it's the Logan Paul. It's the same situation in Logan Paul, isn't it? He escalated because there was more and more demand for each video that eventually he just ended up filming a dead body, and he thought that was okay, and he got so clouded, and so many people around him are so focused on the numbers, because the people that work with David, they're with him for the money. If you're behind the scenes, they're not with him as friends like the vlog squad are. They're in there for the money, so they're gonna keep on pushing all these more dangerous stunts. But I think it can happen to. I mean, he's in a responsible position, so it shouldn't happen to him. Really, he's put himself in that position. But hopefully now he won't. But then he kind of already fucked it up again.
Yeah, because then it leads back onto Jeff Wittick. But a positive note from the Jeff Wittick thing. Well, like, he did it.
Sorry, I thought I thought Callum was making fun of him then.
No. I'm slapping my head in disgust at David and his stupidity.
Yucky. Yucky.
Yeah.
That's but yeah, I did. There's a silver lining to Jeff's thing, because he actually he made David Dobrik do a sky jump, jump out of a plane by himself. Yeah. No, he did. Watch the rest of the documentary, because he makes David do it. because he's
Yeah, I
like,
watched it.
yeah, it's
Because he literally keeps on forcing him. He goes, David, it would really make me happy if you do it. And David's like,
if it will help your
it
recovery.
if it will help your recovery. And Jeff's just like, I'm glad I've seen him in a position where his life is
looks
not in his
scared.
hands anymore.
Yeah, he looks petrified, and it's so fucking hilarious. Because he's also sent Jonah to hospital because Jonah leaped over that swimming pool and shattered, and, like, smashed into his ribs.
But also, I would say also, I mean, David, I don't know whose idea it was, because that's a whole different situation, but I reckon that was as much pressure from the camera being there on him, as well as it was, like, Ben, when people watched him do that in the back garden, there was, like, 20 people there.
Yeah.
So if there's 20 people there going, Jonah, Jonah, that's going to put more pressure on you than David standing in the corner of his fucking camera. You're not even going to be thinking about that. You're just going to be thinking about the people chanting on the pool. So
Yeah.
that is also to blame, like, the whole fucking mob mentality when getting the fat guy to jump over a pool. But
Yeah.
God, that was also fucked.
Yeah, that was fucked.
At least David paid for all of his medical bills. Oh, what nice! How nice!
How nice, man. Well, I don't know, but also like, what like?
What a nice. Actually, maybe we're too rash. Maybe he's actually a good guy.
Maybe
Let's take it back.
Let's go all the way back.
Let's delete
man.
the video. Let's go. Let's just take it back.
I don't know how much of
He's
a
a
fucking
lovely
idiot
person.
you have to be to stop an excavator with your friend attached to it. Just completely stop it, and then watch as your friend borderline dies because of your like dumbass decision to completely break an excavator in the middle of a like.
Yeah.
No, but it's so fucked. What kind of a
It's like
fucking
he's like-
moron does that?
No, he literally was just like a puppy behind the wheel, wasn't he? He was just like playing with the fucking controls, like a video game,
He's like,
and then just
yeah.
stopped it, and then
And then like
Fool.
who'd have thunk it?
Stupid
Someone got
haircut as well.
fucking hurt. It's like
Yeah.
He'd be better suited on Jackass, I reckon. David Dobrik. You know,
what was the one?
can't do anything wrong on that. You could do anything and you'll be fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
You know,
because he
David
accidentally
Dobrik eating
hurts people.
shit.
I think, yeah. Like like Dante's Inferno, like one of the rings of hell,
Yeah.
where David Dobrik's going. It's going to be him doing constant stunts and shit on camera. all of the stuff he's put other people through, like putting tarantulas on
Yeah.
them. He has to go through when
Every
he
single
dies.
thing.
Yeah, every
Yeah,
single
That'd be
thing.
good.
Get his face smashed in on an excavator. And break his
Repeatedly,
rib
yeah.
as he jumps over a pool.
It-
The amount of
Well, yeah.
paintball wounds that man will have sustained when he, because the amount of
Yeah,
times
it's
he's
just-
done that.
He is. I wouldn't like to say he's all to blame, but he is, because he's got the
yeah.
power. No one else in the group's got the power. He's just like
Yeah.
a kid. He's got money.
Well, he can't.
And he's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
thinking.
But it's like, you're responsible for this now, man. So
Idiot.
idiot. I don't think he's pure evil, but I think, I
Pure
think there are-
evil.
Does
like,
he
he's
does
done
he
stuff
deserve
that's like-
to go
I
to
don't think
hell?
he's the devil,
Yeah.
but
Does he deserve to go to hell?
I don't think he's the devil.
Just
but-
like all those meat eaters out there.
that's a good segue.
No. Oh, nice.
Go on,
Go
Sam.
on,
it's your-
Sam. And I think we
I think
described that
we
in
did
the
a
full
good job.
context.
Sam, now it's your time to shine. Vegan
Vegan
lady.
That vegan teacher.
Yeah.
Please stop. Vegan phobia is hurting us. So vegan phobia is hurting them. The animals need us, but we cannot defend them when you are attacking us. Please stop. Vegan phobia is as cruel as racism and homophobia, 'cause every day millions of victims are being bred and born imprisoned with a death date already stamped on their forehead. Please stop. Please don't attack us. Help us defend them. Join us, be vegan.
No, I have
does
no.
not.
I'm not gonna say beef. I have no problem
Quarrel
with
with that.
vegan people. Like, my sister is a vegan, but she doesn't
Oh.
push. She doesn't.
It's good.
Settle down there, Callan.
She doesn't brush
She
her
doesn't
teeth.
push her opinions at you. Like, she doesn't go, oh, you can't eat meat around.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't care. But this vegan teacher is basically
exactly.
taking the moral high ground, but in doing so, anyone who's not on her level, who's not vegan, is subpar. Like, they subhuman. Yeah, they're all immoral and wrong. She does a video where it's like, oh, if your boyfriend's not vegan, dump his ass, and then the caption is like, get rid of abusive people, like putting up abusive and non-vegan together. Thoughts.
Yeah, and also like she's like homophobic as well, like comparing the struggles of the LGBT
I'm not sure if you could say. I know people have said that's
veganism, isn't
homophobic.
it?
I don't know if. I think it's just really misses what misses the mark. She's basically
strong
self-absorbed.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, I know people.
I thought I saw D'Angelo.
Yeah, no,
Wallace's
he said it's
video.
homophobic.
He says homophobic in
Or
the
she was saying
title, and
stuff
they
like that.
obviously to get clicks. But I think what
I
she
don't know if
said
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was,
LGBTQ, we support you.
she said
But
something
if
like,
you
"You're
don't like
selfish."
oppression. Yeah, she says veganism, I'm choosing not to eat animals. You're choosing to fuck people you want to fuck. But she doesn't say it in those words. But that's basically what she's saying. She's saying that is a selfish choice coming out.
Yeah.
Coming out as vegan is selfless. And therefore, even more morally right than you again. She's,
Go vegan.
That
No, but
that doesn't make sense. Wait, so what does she? What
so
does she
she
actually
says that's
say
what
about
she
the
says.
gay
She goes,
community?
not eating animals means that you're doing something for something else. You're doing it for a living thing. You're not eating animals, so you're taking away suffering in that sense. But coming out as gay,
But
coming out
loving
as
who you
gay
want to
is
love.
selfish because it's just yourself.
It's
You're only
selfish.
focusing on yourself. That's what she said. Something along those lines.
You're absolutely wrong. Coming out as a vegan animal rights activist, as somebody who cares beyond themselves, is much more special than it is to come out as a member of the LGBTQ community. Coming out as a member of the LGBTQ community is an entirely selfish act. It's talking about you only. It's not talking about the things that you're going to do to better the world. Coming out as an animal rights activist is talking about the animals, others, not just you. In fact, it is a completely unselfish thing to do. Yes, I'm not saying it's easy in different societies, different religious backgrounds, but if you're in a religion that treats you badly, then just change religions. We've been over this before. But look at my comment section. Think of how terribly vegan animal rights activists are treated. Not just me, all of them. Do better. Be kind to those who are being kind. Be vegan.
I think what
So
she's
it's
just
like-
trying to make gay people be
That is
vegans,
homophobic.
but it's a really weird,
Yeah.
really stupid way of going at
That's
it.
such
And I
a
think
twist
she
on
is
it.
quite delusional.
she does seem deluded. Like, she seems like she has way too much time on her hands to write these
I think if a child came across her content,
yeah, she swears in it.
If a
She
child
swears
came
in those,
across
so
her
it's not.
content,
I don't know who
yeah.
it's aimed for. It seems like kind of
Sam.
propaganda.
I know that's
Same for
dumb because I
vegans.
guess if like a child came across the garden people, they'd also be horrified. But I think telling people that they're gonna go to hell if they don't stop
Is that
eating
why she got
meat
suspended
is like if
for saying people?
yeah, I imagine so. But anyway, she's fucked.
But like,
She's
she's not
fucked.
promoting saying this is why it's so great to be vegan. Like, I don't know how she would do that, but she's basically just shaming you if you're not vegan. So I assume her videos are aimed at non-vegans.
Yeah.
To try and convince them to be a vegan through fear tactics, really. And then she puts a cool little
Yeah,
Bart Simpson
which is
gif
why.
in the background
The little
to
Christian
make it palatable. I don't know.
Christian boys and girls growing up, and they see this scary lady with a ukulele going, "You're going to go to hell if you eat animals," and they go, "No, I don't want to go to hell." Ooh.
She's. I don't really have much more to say about her. I just dislike her.
Dislike.
Just dislike her.
No, but
I don't really like anyone that forces their agenda
I
on
think
you, through any means.
that
But yeah, but violently,
No. She's genuinely no, but she's being. It's just I don't think she realizes, but it's very counterintuitive to actual veganism.
Yeah, she's kind of
she's giving strong meat eaters
Yeah.
ammunition.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
she
'cause
said.
She kind of fits
like
the stereotype of
she's
an annoying
she's
vegan.
letting people like
Sorry.
like Gordon Ramsay. She's giving like Gordon Ramsay and stuff like ammunition to be like, and that's why you
Look at
shouldn't
this.
be
Look at this
vegan. You
bitch.
can end up like
Look at
this
this bitch. Oh.
Look at this bitch. It's like it's so. It just doesn't
No.
work. It just encourages people to deny her.
Denied. Time
be
to
like-
go.
Denied.
Yeah.
Get out.
I think
Get
we wanted to
out.
end on an even brighter note because we've been quite very this week has been very
We were only solemn for that.
Wait,
last
wait,
part,
wait,
but
wait,
we
wait,
were-
wait,
we
wait,
were
wait, wait,
energetic
wait,
up
wait,
until
wait,
that point.
wait. I just have an argument. It's not against veganism. It's just a thought.
Oh.
If we stop, if everyone hypothetically became vegan, imagine that. Just imagine. So there's no more killing of cattle. We've obviously kind of factory farmed all these livestock, and there's like an unnatural amount of cows and chickens and everything on the planet now to fit our consumer diets. Yeah. What happens to all those cattle and all those chickens and all those pigs if we stop eating them? So they live out their natural course of life. Do they not just eat all the?
They come to us holding.
They turn the tables, start
They
eating
come to
us.
us and
Yeah.
Kill me! I'm not meant to live this
What do
long.
they do? Do they just eat all the grass and
Do
then
it.
all die of starvation when they've all overgrazed? Like what
Yeah,
happens
'cause
to elephants?
There's no predator of them in the UK.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah,
happens?
what
to
happens
elephants?
if a bunch of cows
I think there's
just
case
die?
of elephants where they like eat overgraze and then there's no food left and they die.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh.
I'm just wondering, which is crueler? Which is crueler, to let them naturally starve to death or just to?
I think
And Callan wanted to
Oh,
end on a
yeah,
good
we
note.
we're ending succinctly. We're gonna end and say goodbye, unless
Yeah.
it's funny.
In a
So you've got to
way.
stay to the end to see if it's funny. But I wanted to
it
end.
might not be though.
It might not be funny.
It might be a big disappointment.
I wanted to say shout out to all the women out there. You're the shit, man.
We platonically love you.
We
We
do.
respectfully love you from the other side of the street.
We do.
Exactly. So I guess
Yeah.
that's it.